Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Lawton with Intuit Help. As you sit, as you breathe, as you allow that space in your mind, then you can start to realize what's going on. And speaking a little bit about menopause and meditation and busy minds, we don't even know how stressed we are until you sit down and you try to meditate. For me, this is my personal experience. When I sit down to meditate, I close my eyes and I start to breathe, and then my mind will go to my body and it will find the tense places. And I can see it's almost like wallpaper peeling off an old wall. I can see the stress start to peel away. One muscle at a time will start to relax. But to begin with, I had no clue that it was all wound up to begin with in my body. But in my mind, I can feel the symptoms of being stressed, such as it's hard to go to sleep, it's hard to wake up, or my body may feel cranky when I put my feet on the floor, stuff like that. So our body does show us symptoms, but until you start to meditate and you start to see the before and the after, that's when you see what's really going on. And of course, when you meditate also, little clues come into your mind of things maybe you should be doing for yourself, or things you're doing that you shouldn't be doing, or it's a place for your mind to tell you your secrets that you keep from yourself. So let's start that 3-minute practice right now. Close your eyes, take a nice big deep breath or two, and just breathe for 3 minutes. Just breathe. Hi, welcome to my living room. This part of the video is going to focus on doing some writing to manifest positive things in your life, and also to practice keeping on a positive stream when you're thinking. So if you can keep on that positive stream when you're consciously writing, then it starts to create a habit to be able to think consciously. As your thoughts run through your mind, you'll be able to choose more positive thoughts, staying away from the thoughts that are lacking. So what I mean about that is, if I'm going to use myself as an example, this week, same day, my air conditioner and my car broke down, to the point both of them were literally not working. So that's a very good opportunity to decide things suck, right? Everything is bad, nothing's going to work out. How am I going to fix this? So for me, because this is my thinking and this is how I'm living my life, I stopped for a moment and created a positive way to look at things. Also, to set things off, 2 days prior, I was working on both things to increase their betterment in my life, right? My car was already not doing well, so I was visualizing and talking about a mechanically sound, great car for myself. My air conditioning wasn't keeping up. It was just a couple of degrees off, and it's 90 something here, so it's pretty normal. But I thought to myself consciously, using this positive talk, that my air conditioner would do a better job, or I'd learn what to do to get it mechanically more sound, so that there wasn't any problems with the keeping my house cool. So I've been talking about this lately, because when I start to do something like that, when I'm setting my intentions, it takes 2 seconds for it to be all of a sudden there's changes happening. So the changes that are happening now with these two things is they both broke. I'm hoping that means that better things are coming. So you'll see I'm going to read what I wrote that particular day, and I've been writing every day, and I'm going to help you do the same thing so we can both keep each other accountable. So I'm going to read part of what I wrote so you can understand what I'm talking about when we're writing together, keeping it positive. Okay? And let's try this. So this is what I wrote on that day, part of it. I sit in the place of allowance. I allow my AC to be better than before. I allow my vehicle to be exactly what is best for me and in perfect mechanical order. All this is done easily, as the universe provides me with exactly what I need/want. All the beautiful things that are stored in my energy bank. I ease the door open to allow it to work. Everything out in perfect order and in perfect timing. I allow abundance in all areas of my life. I allow love to fill all the cracks. I allow allowance. How hard is that, right? Sometimes it's just hard for us to allow something to come into our life that will help us. My ideas are flowing, and I can easily interpret them and put them into motion. I do not pause, and I do trust myself. So that's about half of what I wrote that day. So that's what I want to work together with you in doing when you choose what you would like to work on and keeping those positive thoughts. So we want to stay away from lack. So we never want to say, this is broken, or I want this to be fixed because it doesn't work, or anything that implies that in this moment right now, the thing isn't good. Because if we continue to think it is not good, if we continue to say it is not good, if we continue to say we don't have enough, then the law of attraction, the law of the energy, the vibes, the vibration that leaves our body is still saying that we don't have enough. The thing is still broken. Okay, so you may say to me, how can I imagine something that's not the truth? So let's take my car, for example. My car is there's something wrong with it, right? So how do you avoid that whole situation? Because in reality, that's what's happening at this moment. But we need to figure out a way so that we're not saying what is in the situation right now if it's a situation that we don't want. If it's a situation that we do want, then we can just say, okay, this is the way it is. But I don't want a broken car, so I don't want to perpetuate that energetically or perpetuate that as things are coming into my life, because I have better things stored right out there that I've asked for that just haven't come yet. So what if you simply can't imagine something better? If the mood is too heavy on your heart, which is very easily understood if you're in a situation where you don't know how to get out of it, and it's just hard to imagine anything else, so you can't lift your way out of it, then imagine something in your life that you know that you have abundance in. So for me, I will literally sit, I haven't had to do this for a while, so I guess I'm making gains, but especially when it came to money things or health things, if I couldn't get myself out of the negativity, I would sit and do the dishes. And then I would think, I have a ton of forks. I have an abundance of forks. I have an abundance of spoons. I have an abundance of coffee cups. Then I have an abundance of coffee in my life. So you start to create a positive thing, a positive stream with the things that you already have, that you can imagine that already live in your body. And that's what you need to do. You need to find what already exists in your knowing, the good things, so that just focus on that. And then you can start to ease in and imagine maybe a car that you used to have that you loved, that worked perfectly. Just picture that. Picture the positive things. And then, do you understand? So we're not, if we focus on the negative, then it's very easy to keep perpetuating the negative, because that's the vibe we're sending out. That, however you want to put it, that's the prayer that you're sending out. This needs to be fixed. So what the energy can't determine. It's just hearing, this is broken. It doesn't hear you say, I want it not to be broken, because the fact is, in your mind, it's broken, right? So we want to envision positivity. If you have to count your forks, if you have to count the pieces of toilet paper, if you have to count, I don't know, anything that you have abundance of, stick to that. And I promise you, stick to what you know and stay in the positive place, no matter how bad you think it feels. Now, an interesting thing that happened to me yesterday, all day long I knew all this big stuff needed to be repaired. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but I refused in my mind not to go to a negative place at all. I just kept talking about how excited I was to see how this was all going to turn out. I was excited to be able to have breadcrumbs to follow one after another, right? So my mind never left a positive place. But at the end of the day, my body was rebelling. So it was like, no matter how much positivity I had in my head, my body was like, screw you, I'm going to experience the stress if you're not going to let your thoughts experience the stress. So that's my next step. That's my next step of being able to program my body to not receive the stress. And it's an important thing to know as we do the work, even if we do it energetically and you change your belief system, our bodies, our cells remember how it used to be. So literally, and we'll do this in practice later on, literally it helps to tell your body that the situation has changed. Good example, you're in an abusive relationship. That person who's abusing you walks in the door. Your body reacts, right? Your gut will crunch up or your heart will start to race. Even though maybe you're in a place that you know that person would never do something because of whatever the circumstances, but your body is reacting. So it will take a while for your body to catch up, even if that stimulus is gone, because it's used to that reaction. So yesterday, my body was used to reacting to the stress, even though my mind was like, I'm not going to worry about it. So that's my next step, is to be able to reprogram my body not to react in stressful situations if my mind knows that everything's going to be okay. So I hope all that made sense. So what I'd like to do is to practice today. So I want you to just, for a moment, think about a couple of things that you would like to change or would like to attract into your life, or if you just want to practice the state of allowing, whatever that may be. I want you to grab a piece of paper. Look at mine. George, he's trouble. You probably hear him grunting in the background. So I want you to find whatever you want to write on, whether it be a journal, whether it be a spare piece of paper, a receipt, whatever you have. And then what I want you to do is just spend a couple of minutes, or let's do this. Let's set a timer for 1 minute while we're working together. And we'll write, I'm gonna write with you. We'll write together, and I want you to practice how to do that, how to practice your wording so it stays in a positive place. If you are moving to a negative thought as you're writing, then maybe you just write, I practice the art of allowing goodness into my life. Something simple like that. So it doesn't have to be real specific. When you start to get nervous, when you start to not be able to find the words, just broaden everything. I choose to be happy. I choose to allow things to come into my life to create happiness. It takes a little it does take practice. Okay, so let's set a timer and let's go. So I'm gonna write and you write too. Ready? Go. Okay, that was about a minute. I was concerned about shaking everything because as I was writing, the pen was wiggling. I want to urge you, as you're doing this, if you're having any trouble figuring out how to do it, contact me. Send me an email. You can write below in the comments, whatever you want to do, and I'll help you. We can work it out together. I'll give you some suggestions. Okay, what I wrote was, today I started working with a life coach. I have had some obstacles in my way, or perceived obstacles in my way for really thriving, having my own business. So no matter, and I guess I've created this spot where I had this really awesome woman approach me about a session to try it out. So I did that. And so now that's what I wrote about. I wrote, I love the idea of a life coach. She is helping me create space for abundance in all areas of my life. That's all I did so far because I was trying not to shake. So that was mine. Feel free to share whatever you're writing with me if you want some feedback or some help, if you're having trouble choosing positive words, if you have a negative situation. And I think that will conclude. I went way longer than I expected. I may use this first video as a video to look back on. So if you're watching this video, you may see it again. In my weekly videos, I don't want to spend this much time explaining how to do this. So this will be the video that you can go back and listen to again if you'd like, to just refresh your memory of how we're going to do it. So thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. I hope you come back. Down below, please subscribe and push the notification bell, and then you'll know when new videos come. And follow me on Facebook and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and this video will be uploaded every single day or 5 days a week. I'm gonna try. So have a great day. This is Christina Lawton with Intuit Health. Bye.